Some things, no. I think we have forgotten that without women, nobody would be here. Our bodies are literally the portal that has brought everybody onto this planet. And while I will not disrespect you, while I will not belittle you or try to shrink your value, there's this connotation hearing, you stand there until I move. There's something disturbing about that little part right there. I don't know what the bigger picture of that looks like, but I'm taking it as face value. It is condescending, that part. And I definitely love the idea of women being exalted and women being shown reverence for who we are and what we are in this world.
Would you say that that's a trust issue?
Trust issue on whose part?
But as far as you trusting him, like if he says that, sometimes people can say things, but they get the picture. They understand their husband, so they don't have a problem trying to challenge really that aspect uh, of him being her boss. But would you say that that's a trust thing? Is because really you're saying it's not okay for him to say that because he's viewing it this way. But I've seen people where they when they fully trusting in their man. I mean, think about the Simone Biles when he was saying what he was saying. She'd have a problem with it. Everybody else had a problem with it, but maybe she trusts his leadership enough for her to be able to relax and not have to challenge what it is he's saying because she know what it is.
Yeah, it
So
sounds like trust issues on both parts. We can submit to each other. It doesn't have to be one person submitting to the other. The same way I don't agree that one person is the catch, then what is the other person doing? You know what I mean?
I'm
Let me
curious
ask
about. Hold on, real quick, Louise. I'm curious about Shan. Shan did say that she agreed. I just want to know why did you agree with what Hink was saying?
I found some good in what Hink was saying. I do believe that women are the neck and men are the head, but you can't be the head. Your head is useless without your neck. Can't move without your neck, right? So I think they're both equally important to us, right? It's just a little different. It looks a little different. I think that's what Nola's trying to say. We're both equally important, just in different types of ways. There's a balance there, yin yang. But I do agree. Like I think that men like this level of respect. They're very, and so when Hink talks, I let Hink have the floor. I don't have to. You just got to know what you're dealing with, right? I don't have to sit here and say all the things that I'm doing. If he feels this way, then I'll just. But I don't think there's anything that he said that wasn't true. I don't like the way he said it, but I don't have an issue with what I think he's trying to say. I think that men need to man up and you need to look yourself in the mirror. And if you're not leading your household the way you're supposed to lead your household, you're not leading your life the way you're supposed to lead your household, there's a problem. So
Okay, hold on, Louise. Let me just ask Hank this follow up question real quick. Hank, even though you said what you said, do you think that a woman is equally as important as you?
Oh, yes, she's important. She's very important. I never said she's not as important as me. That's why she's a neck. So we work together. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should have been. I don't know. Maybe I should have gave another example. Maybe people could understand. But we work together. But at the end of the day, I'm the decision maker. If I'm going to take the losses, I want to get the wins too. I'm the quarterback. Give me my praises, just like I got to take the faults. If we don't work as a couple, who are they? They're not going to look at you ladies. They're not going to blame you as a woman. They're going to look at you as a man and say, "Why didn't your marriage work? Hink, why did you fail? Why did you let her down? Why is your family homeless? Why are you?" Then I need everything I got to get with the praises. Give me my flowers.
Okay, mistaken. How does that sound? What Hank said now?
Yeah, it sounds better. And that's the thing. I think wording, I know we were talking about zesty, but wording matters. How your delivery, it matters because it's going to resonate with people differently. And I like the way that he just said that, yes, she's equally important. That's exactly what how I felt like for me with my marriage, it works for us. My husband's Like, I don't need you to be submissive, but I need you to be cooperative. You know what I'm saying? So for him, his ideal situation is for us to work together, not for everything to be on him. The purpose of being in a relationship is both of y'all are taking on some of that weight depending on what it is. So for him, being cooperative is very important. Like, you do need to listen there, and I think being cooperative, there are aspects in which you do have to listen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and not to say that we've never been through everything, that we've never been through anything in our marriage. Like, we have ups, we have downs, just like in any relationship. But the idea to understand that both of us bring something valuable to this relationship is why we have been married for 20 years. Because there are times that I have something that, I bring to the table that he doesn't possess. So I feel that piece of his puzzle, and vice versa. There are things that he has that I don't possess, that is the piece to my puzzle. So when we're bringing all of those attributes together, it makes it work. It's not that he's better than me or I'm better than him. We both come with what we need to, with the goal in mind, whatever that goal is, that both of us are bringing those necessary parts to make sure we can reach that goal. And if he doesn't do his part and I don't do my part, then neither one of us is going to reach that goal.
Okay, I just want to say this one last thing. I promise, Luis. I know I kept saying it. As I'm looking at this all unfold, I'm hearing that sometimes people may be concerned about delivery, right? Just as you are equally concerned in that same energy that you put into worrying about delivery, you got to be seeking understanding as well. If something is unclear or you don't know, instead of reacting to words, because sometimes you could be conversing with somebody, y'all could be having a disagreement, and then somebody would just take one word and it becomes triggering. And now instead of you guys sorting through whatever the issue is, now it's that one word that you guys are focusing on, and then you never get back to it because by that time it blew up and then you guys are separated. So never assume if something is unclear or you don't 100% know, but you are aware that it can cause more conflict, then ask that person. Because if we would have asked Hink, like, okay, I'm concerned about your delivery. Like, what do you mean? Do you mean that a woman has no role? Because if you asked them that question, then you would have got clarification. And a lot of times when we are communicating with one another, we don't never sort the issue out because we're triggered. And it probably comes from past trauma, of some sort. It doesn't have to be in the form of physical abuse, but it can be mental. It could be something that happened amongst your siblings and your parents. So never assume, always ask. And that's why I encourage people never to communicate through text messages, because text doesn't have any tone. I don't care how many emojis you use, because them emojis can be phony. Sometimes somebody put emoji in there just to kind of soften up what they said because they know what they said is sarcasm, but they still want to say what they want to say. So always be willing to communicate at bare minimum on the phone, but always inquire and ask so that you have a great understanding before you write Hink off.
Well, no, that's what I was going to ask you, JR. Do you think that people don't ask for clarification because they think they understood? Because my thing is, if I think that I understand what you've just said, I'm not going to ask for clarification because I think I received the message the correct way. You know what I'm saying? So the first way that he stated what he said, I think I understood it to be the way that he delivered it, right? But it was on Hink, after somebody else was saying something, for him to then clarify, no, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like this. So I think that's where I think communication breakdown happens, is because someone delivers something a certain way. The person who's receiving it think that they received it the way that they meant it. And so you're not going to have someone that goes to clarify it even more if they think they've understood the message to be what it said.
Well, sometimes if you think about it, right, if the conversation is still carrying on or the response is not from an understanding, then there's obviously something going wrong there. So whether he recognizes it or you recognize it, you can kind of sense energy, because if everything is all good, everybody, y'all gonna be back laughing. But if after the conversation, like you seem to be distant, or you just seem to be in the mood, then obviously it wasn't no understanding, because there's anger. So it hasn't fully been sorted out until both of y'all. See, I don't hold grudges, but I know other people hold grudges. That's why it's good for you to understand your personnel, understand who you're working with. Simone Biles may understand how Jonathan is. She may understand how much attention he commands and what he gets. And that's probably one of the things that she did like about him, because a lot of women probably wants him for whatever reason. So she's not really looking at money as the reason as for his value. It may be his looks.